right, hey everybody, welcome back to the Fringe podcast. Here's the new and expanded Fringe Clubhouse. I was thinking about this.
Yeah, we put all kinds of money into it and everything.
No, we've added a chair.
Both dollars.
Come on, we added a chair. Let's not get dramatic.
$58.
And you cleaned.
Yeah,
I mean, the cleaning was pretty massive.
The Clorox wipes were like $12.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
tripled our budget.
Yeah.
Oh, my name's Duke. I got John and JT with me. Brandon again has the night off, and no, that's not Brandon.
We have two Brandons.
The Brandons
that go by Niki and Marnie, actually.
My name's Brandon. Also Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Also Brandon.
But you can
Crazy
call us
world we
Marnie
live
and Niki. We have some nicknames just in case.
Oh gosh, yeah. I just introduce
Poor
our
Brandon.
guests.
Well, we've got Marnie Castle. Did I
Yes.
say that right?
Yep.
And Niki Jensen. Niki's a student of John's. And how long have you been working with John at this point?
Not that long.
Too long.
Too long.
I think maybe 2 years.
That took all of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Not that long. Too long.
I think 2 years though. I think it's about right. Maybe 3.
But you two have started.
Let's clarify that
golf.
it's like 6 total sessions, pretty much.
I want to say it's at least
Yeah.
16. So
It's not that
yeah,
long.
I've bought 2 packages.
Is it like 6
You're
months
on
in
your
between?
second. Yeah.
All right.
Anywho.
painfully slow. But you guys have started Golf Gals KC, which is just. Well, I'll let you talk about it. What is this? How did this get started? First of all, with you two.
So Niki and I worked together, and a couple of years ago, back in 2021, we had a bunch of coworkers that wanted to get together and golf that were female, and we started it, and it really just kind of spiraled from there. It wasn't an intentional
spiral.
thing. A great spiral, yes. An upward spiral, if you will.
Good clarification.
Great
Yeah,
clarification. It wasn't something that we intentionally set out to do. It's just something that over the years it evolved into a really, really cool organization and community.
Yeah, we wanted. It basically started over COVID when we both started golfing with our partners at the time, and I would always see Marnie golfing with her husband now, Cole, and I was like, wait, we should absolutely golf together. So it started with just Marnie and I wanting to golf together, and then kind of just expanded to the other women in our office, and then slowly but surely they started inviting friends, and then we're like, holy cow, this is something. So it's been a fun couple of years getting to run with Golf Gals.
That's really cool.
See, I told you a social club would work. We talked about it.
Like Imperial version?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got to learn something from Golf Gals, apparently.
Listen up.
We got you.
Just start Golf
We got
Guys.
you.
It's golf guys. I mean,
That's just called golf.
Yeah, I was gonna
Copyright
say, that's
infringement.
just golf, period. So,
That's just called golf.
yeah, you can go to any golf course and you've got the golf guys.
okay. All right.
That's
Wow.
true. It is slightly male dominant.
It's like,
We're
It's
working on
getting-
it.
it's getting
We're working
there.
on
Yeah.
it. It's so getting there.
Less
I
and
feel
less
like the
every day.
scales have really started balancing the last, especially since COVID. You guys mentioning that makes total sense. We've seen a huge shift in our clientele from a student body standpoint, and I think what's so encouraging is seeing the amount of female golfers that we've seen over the last couple of years. So that's pretty cool that you guys got into that.
yeah, we've been loving it, and I feel like COVID just gave everyone a better opportunity to like get out. The courses were, I feel like at the beginning they were pretty slow, and then once people realized like, oh, this is kind of the only thing I can do right now, it got really busy. But I think you had less people caring about like the pace of play out there. It was just like anyone go out there and play, and at least that's how it was for me. I just would hop out there, never having been to the range even sometimes, and just, I'll pick that up this time and move on. Happy face or sad face hole instead of an actual score, which I think is where most of the gals like to start.
Yeah,
There you go.
we try to teach beginners that all the time, to not play tee to green and try to play it like exactly by the rules, because it's pointless.
Yeah.
When you're a beginner, just like make it your own game, and even if it's starting out from 100 yards or something from the green and just playing in from there. And as you get more comfortable, you can move out, of course, but like you don't really need to take penalty strokes and play it all out perfectly, because one, it takes too long, and two, you're going to be pretty disappointed about what your score is at the end of the day.
Just asking for our viewers, when should you start taking penalty strokes? Because I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I don't know if I
not
can
only
answer
for
I guess.
I prefer not to take those either.
So what do your guys' events look like then? What does it consist of? I mean, are you playing 9 holes, or what's that look like?
Yeah, we've got a couple different options. We rolled out our kickoff event last year, which was by far the biggest event that we had done. And granted, only being in business for a couple of years, we weren't really sure what a big Golf Gals event would look like. But when we rolled out that event last year, we had 45 gals show up.
Wow.
In comparison to, we probably have an average of like 10 to 20 depending on the event that we're hosting.
Okay.
But the kickoff was the biggest. We had amazing sponsors throughout Kansas City donate different gifts, including you guys. But it was such a fun event. We had like driving range out there. We had mini lessons. We had a putting competition. Obviously a happy hour always included. But we did that, and that was by far the most successful one. It was really fun to get to see some new faces out there.
Yeah.
You want to tell them about the other ones that we
Yeah,
did?
and then just on a regular cadence throughout the summer, we alternate between 9 holes, driving range days, and then we try to sprinkle in some lessons throughout there as well. So no matter what your skill level, no matter what your exposure to golf is, we try to make it accessible, whether you're wanting to improve your game or just wanting to pick up a club for the first time. So
That's
Who do
awesome.
you do, like, who have you done lessons through? I mean, I know who you have to.
So we
You're not important.
Imperial Golf. His name's John Snyder.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Can you say that
He's all
louder?
right.
I hate to say it, her golf game has gotten a lot better.
Yes.
I'm
Not
sensing
to
a
hype you up too
competition
much.
between you two.
Thank you
Oh,
for
it's
saying
not
that.
anymore. It's not
Absolutely
anymore.
not. Okay.
It used to be maybe.
Okay.
She has,
'Cause
and
you've
I have.
blown- Oh, okay.
I know,
I'm so
absolutely
glad
not.
you said that, because she would never admit that to me. So
That's
makes
not
me
true.
feel better.
That's not true. It's just when I see you is usually in like the quote unquote off season where I'm like, I don't know how I
true.
can even swing.
But we all are pretty terrible in
now.
off season, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
That's fair.
Don't worry.
Good time of year
It
to
gets
work on
cold out
things.
here.
Nikki can hit the crap out of a ball. You've seen it.
If my swing plane is actually correct,
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
like a
You're new.
hunchback that day, but
Yeah, a lot
Here
of
we are.
power though.
yeah. No, Marnie is being extremely humble because she's a fantastic golfer and she doesn't take lessons. So it's equally as irritating that the rest of us have to do that to keep up. But no, honestly, like at Golf Gals, there is zero competition. It is just about getting out there and having fun. Half the time, people are
Cool.
not even keeping track of scores. It's more so just actually getting out there and getting experience on the courses. And we have to shout out HOA because they've just been like the absolute best partner, especially our coach, Mikey is what we call him. But he's just been like, when we talk about intimidating areas and, you know, walking onto a
Right.
golf course for the first time, that was a big turnoff for both of us. And I'm sure any other women who have golfed one time before can attest to that. But HOA has just been like the most welcoming. Even after our first like pretend season, we would start, like, the workers started noticing us and be like, oh, you guys are that golf group of gals that's always here. And we're like, yeah, that's really fun.
And then he's like, "Get out of here!" No.
It's like, you guys are always talking too much.
Cool, great. You're slow as shit. Get out of here.
We used to always joke too, because before we actually got serious about Golf Gals, we would just bring a group of like 10 girls to the driving range, and we would just set up as wherever we could, and there was always like men on both sides, and we were just like cackling about something. Nobody's really paying attention to what we're doing. We're like, these poor people around us are probably like, what is going on?
But we had so much fun.
We had so much fun. We had a blast. I
Yes.
don't know what they were thinking, but we had so much fun. So now we have a
Not
private
important.
area to where we do our
Oh, you have your
driving.
own
They've
space?
moved you off to
man.
your own space.
Yeah,
That way-
I think it was
Do you have
for
your own
us,
sign?
but no, we should though.
Yeah.
A cute little
Golf
sign.
Gals
We
only.
should. We should.
range.
Just a print.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just boom.
No, but
Quick plug.
This segment was brought to you by
no, but back to what you're saying, like the HOA has been just an amazing partner. And I think it's brought so much attention to how welcoming the golf community really has been. Like Michael over at HOA, he makes it a point to come out to meet the gals, to welcome them, to make sure they know that they're welcome anytime.
Very cool.
And I think that's the case for a lot of men that we've encountered. Obviously, there are the one-off scenarios that are not so pleasant and that
Sure.
are a little exclusive, but the majority of men have been so supportive of this endeavor that we have taken on, and of Golf Gals in general, which has been really, really cool.
Which honestly, that's not an indicator of your skill level or being new. That's going to be the situation you run into at almost any golf course. There's just always going to be the one sour apple in the bunch that kind of ruins it, whether you've been playing for 30 years or 30 days. So when it's your first experience and someone comes out there and kind of sours it, you're just like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. So
well, to distill that down, some people suck.
there you go. Don't be an asshole.
Specifically, that one guy
That's
on the
simple.
golf course.
There's a lot of those guys on a golf course. Let's be real.
Yep.
There's a lot of like angry retired golfers where it's like they learned that they didn't save enough money for retirement and they're out there playing a course that they can't afford.
But then there's all the guys who are out there like every
getting
morning
oddly
at 6
specific.
a.m. and they're actually great.
No, I'm thinking of a specific situation where I almost watched a fist fight break out on the first tee between two elderly gentlemen.
I actually broke up a fist fight in a round, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
we've gotta
intrigued
hear
now,
that
but
someday,
yeah.
You get a lot of egos in golf that don't belong.
Yeah, you
They're
do.
bad golfers, but they're
Yeah.
just like full of their own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
We
thing.
don't have that problem.
Yeah, I'm like maybe in golf guys that ego is a problem, but
That's
in,
what I'm
in golf
alluding
gals,
to.
I think
My
that'll be a
point.
feature,
Yeah. Saying-
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you're totally right though. I mean, with golf girls too, it's just like, I mean, the whole point of it is just to create an accessible and safe space for women to play golf and learn
Yeah.
how to play golf. So I think it's really fun. Like you have every week you see people who it's their first time who just have never golfed before, and then you see gals who have been there even 2 or so times who just like okay, yep, these are our friends now, and we're just gonna go either hit the range or go out and play 9. But I think most women have had a weird experience at a golf course here or there.
Sure.
But this is the point, is to hopefully push
Yeah.
back on that narrative a bit. And the golf community really is learning to be so welcoming these days, I feel like. And it's just fun to get to see. I mean, every day there's a new golf brand out there that's focused on women, or a new group of gals promoting, like Driving Pursuits has been amazing, obviously, with
Yeah.
Melissa too. And I think
You've worked with them a bit?
we haven't worked together, but we've chatted about
Yeah.
it multiple times. And
Yeah,
I think
cool.
what's really great too is that there's a lot of, I mean, just like there is with the golf guys groups, like there's so many different types of golfers in that area, and where
Right,
Melissa and Driving Pursuits has done such a great job, like niching in on the executive level women who like really want to learn to play golf.
Yeah.
I think we fill a great gap where it's like there's just women who have never even picked up a golf club before,
Oh,
who
yeah.
might not even care about it for business purposes, but just
Yeah.
their partners play, or they saw
The
it on
hobby.
TV one time and they just want
Right.
to try it. And that's kind of where we live the most, is just trying to introduce it mostly to women, or at least create like a
So more
Middle
commonly
ground.
new golfers then?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it all started because we did start looking for a league or a group to join, and everything for women was 9 a.m. on a Tuesday or a Thursday, which
Right.
unfortunately we do have full-time
Yeah,
jobs.
unfortunately.
I mean, you're not 87 and retired?
No, we're not 87 and retired, and Golf Gals is not funding our lifestyle.
No.
Nor probably will
Could
it.
have fooled me with those hats.
Yeah, Golf Gals is definitely a passion project more than a business.
How much do you make a year before taxes?
I am so glad you asked. So,
this is
Nikki,
a fabulous
this is
question.
this is a fabulous question. We've been asked it before, and I am
I was
actually happy
kidding.
to announce that Nikki and I did make a profit for the first time this year, and it was enough
Hey.
to split appetizers.
Yeah, okay.
As an end of season
Cheers.
treat.
I'm 10 years into business and still haven't made a profit. Amazing job.
Thank you.
I think,
Thank you.
well, Marnie, to correct you, I think the first year we literally came down to like $20, like that we had made, and we're like, heck yeah.
But we had also not counted all that we had spent.
So that was the next part, was we're like, we made $20, like this is great. And then Marnie's like in charge of our finances, and she's like, so you did spend $20 out of your pocket. I spent $20 here. And like, okay, we're in the hole. We're in the hole.
But it was so much fun.
Yeah. So like Aura points like through the roof.
Yes.
But just not
Yes.
budget points. So
No.
I've had to be a little smarter about that.
We have had to be smarter about it. And again, being able to afford appetizers as an end of season treat was a huge win.
That's all we can ask for, really.
Drinks and appetizers.
Is there a
It's
dream
It's a big priority.
to scale it or keep growing it? Or is there any thought process?
Yeah,
of what that looks
definitely.
like?
I think that there's a dream to make it more sustainable for us. Not necessarily, it's never going to be something that is sustaining our lifestyles. We didn't get into this to make it a business. We just
Yeah.
got into it to create a community and
Yeah.
make golf approachable for women.
That's awesome.
But I do think that we would love to not be paying out of pocket for
Yeah.
yeah, just to
Yeah.
make it a little more sustainable. So we've talked a lot about that, and also how to open it up to more women.
Yeah.
You know, if we make it a little more scalable, then we can increase the size of
Yeah.
our gatherings and our outings and things like that. So there's definitely plans to expand it, but what
Yeah.
that looks like is a mystery.
Yeah. Our big one for this year, after last year, or during this season, actually, Marnie came to me and was like, I have a really fun idea, but like, I don't, maybe it's for like a couple years down the road. And she was like, I want to host like a huge women only golf tournament. And I was like, let's do it right now. And she's like, okay, reel it in 1 second.
I love your
This is
enthusiasm.
this is why you and I are
Yeah.
kind of on the same page, because
Yeah.
that's
I'm
me
just like,
in this
yes.
relationship here.
Yeah. Marnie is definitely
John's
like the
like,
more
"But money has to happen."
reality. Like she's like, hey, really good idea. Let's plan for 1 second.
Okay,
But-
so Marnie and I are on the same.
Yeah.
There you go.
You've got to have the back and forth. Otherwise, either you make no money and you just like are gifting all these experiences to everyone out
But
of
you
your
have
pocket.
to have an idea, man.
Yes.
Right? Or woman.
She is for
whatever.
sure the ideal woman.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like it's a great, but truly great partnership. Like we have a lot of, Marnie has an events background too, so it's just been like an
Awesome.
easy, natural partnership in that sense. But I forgot what I was saying about, the golf tournament.
The golf tournament.
Yeah, I was like, yep, let's do it right this second. She's like, well, okay,
That's why
not
you
just
started
yet.
coming to our golf tournament. You were
Yeah.
trying to get ideas.
No, I told you. I said,
Yeah.
I was like, I really want to come because
Yeah.
I'm going to play in a golf tournament
Except
at
you were
some
too
point.
busy.
We should
this
host it.
last year.
Yeah, it was at the end of quarter for our work, so I did have to go
whatever.
to my
Like,
office.
don't
Those
act
stupid
like your
full-time
career got
jobs
in
getting
the
in the
way.
way of
Those
golf
full-time
gals.
jobs really are getting in the way of our extracurricular activities.
Yeah. That I didn't ask you to volunteer for. That
Yeah,
was all
no,
me.
I was a little aggressive about it, but I had a great time and I did learn a lot. And so then I went back to Marnie and I was like, okay, I think we actually should do this. So this season, this season we are doing a women's only golf tournament to close out the Golf Gals season.
Cool.
So we have a lot of ideas, not yet on paper, but we have a lot of concepts that we're going to
Stuff floating
brainstorm.
around.
So
Yeah.
many concepts.
So I'm a
Yeah.
little scared to ask this. What did you find wrong with our tournament? Or was there
Honestly,
anything that you were like,
Is that a
this...
podcast discussion?
Yeah.
Here's all the feet bumping it up.
I'm
No.
showing transparency
She's like,
to
actually,
the
I wrote
viewer
stuff
that
down.
I want
Yeah,
to
I'm
improve
so
myself.
glad you asked.
Yeah, but we want people to watch.
That's true.
No, I thought it was really fun. I actually loved the whole that I got to work with you guys on of the
Yeah.
vintage clubs. That was
Yeah.
really fun. No, I learned a lot. We actually were like looking into planning one for work at the time too, so it was really helpful. I was like, okay, I know exactly like what my starting line is. So we had a lot of really great ideas on that front. But
Yeah.
having obviously it was very high level of what I saw you guys like get to do. I did not get to deep dive in there, but I'm like
Yeah.
between that and half planning one for work and then Marnie and I chatting about it, I think we're at a
Yeah.
good place. So
Good.
It's more common in those to do like lots of fun games and different things and on different holes, like whether that be buy-ins or whatever. And we've always kind of tried to veer away from that a little bit, just because like I would say kind of our vision on the tournament is like a little bit more for the purist golfer.
Yeah.
It doesn't. That doesn't mean you have to be
Keep
like
it
a
to
super
golf.
experienced golfer, but
Yep.
like to kind of maybe minimize the buy-ins in games, and it does flow a little better when you do that too.
Yeah.
Just because you're not having so many stops on the course.
Well,
where
that's
people
our
are
big
doing
sticking
things.
point with that stuff is
So-
it can take 5.5, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Which it did when at a tournament we played in
Yeah.
last summer. It's just like,
The time frame, and then
All day.
also the like the money grabs and stuff on some tournaments can get a little bit old.
Yes.
I mean, that's an opinion. Some people don't care
Yeah.
about it, but like purist golfers don't really want to have 5 holes where someone's asking them for cash. You know.
I mean, that's a fundraiser at that
Yeah.
point. That's a fundraiser.
Well, they
is.
are though.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
are
they are
fundraisers. See,
often.
I don't blame people for doing
Right.
that, and especially for charitable reasons, it makes sense. But at the same time, you get those complaints of like, I don't want to play a 6-hour golf tournament.
Right.
Plus, there's another hour and a half of like food and prizes and all that stuff.
But you got to admit, the air cannons are pretty baller.
They're pretty
oh,
bold.
those are really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they're
Have
doing
looked
the
into.
like the AR-15 version with like yeah.
Those are
Like,
those are my
shoots
favorite.
a golf ball.
I do one out in California every
Yeah.
year for work, and it's
Yeah.
they always have the air cannon on one of the par fours.
Those are
Yeah, but we
pretty
got
sweet.
like way cooler feedback on the vintage club thing than I thought we would.
Oh, I know.
Like I thought it was
Yeah.
like, this is kind of
Such
cool.
a
It's
random
funny.
idea.
And
Yeah.
people really raved about that. It
Yep.
was just kind
I
of a
liked
fun
it a lot.
idea.
I thought it was fun. You had
Yeah.
like the children's one too. That was tough.
Yeah.
well, it was
But-
perfect height for me.
I
So
was going to say that's just JT's clubs.
Yeah.
beat you to it.
You did. I was thinking it though. I was thinking it. All right. So, well, this is a pause. So we've got a segment. You guys are going to have to do this. You have to answer questions,
Oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
and then we'll get
I
back to
know where
whatever you
we're
want to talk
going.
about.
Okay.
Hard for them.
You have 2 questions. Okay. First one
I'm
is
so nervous.
best round ever.
Oh.
Smiley face.
I got a smiley face on every hole.
Yeah,
No.
I got a smiley face.
Best round ever. Probably up in Des Moines. I played in a tournament, or not even a tournament. I think it was just a casual round with my husband and his cousin and his wife. And I'm a very casual golfer. Golfer.
Golfer.
Galfer.
I don't even know how to pronounce
Golfer
it.
gal.
There was that accent we were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, it just
We can
came
get
out.
that started.
Got it.
Couple more
Michelob's
drinks.
bring it out.
I
Perfect.
know they really do. I told you that too. No, so I'm a very casual golfer, and for some reason, this day I was just piping everything straight down the fairway. We were playing a scramble.
those days.
We used probably 10, 12 of my drives as
That's awesome.
geez.
yeah, and I was out driving, my
Nice.
husband, which always feels really good.
I'm sure. Probably
Like,
not for
actually,
him.
nothing beats that feeling than like out driving one of your guy friends or your partner. You're just like,
Yeah, it was.
I know
good.
exactly
So
what you
I'm
mean.
so happy
And I've
that
never
Christina
played- yeah.
doesn't play golf.
Kyle, I know you're watching.
And I've never played like that again, but it was so fun. And it was also fun because it was my first time playing with his cousin and wife, and they were like, "Oh, damn, she's good."
yeah, like, this is fake.
So yeah, that was the best day. It was also a gorgeous day, like 72 degrees.
everything clicked.
Oh,
Nice.
perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know that I don't know if this is my actual best round, but it's like one of probably the best times I've played, so that's what I'm going to go with. But mine was also a tournament. We did like a scramble at a country club in Indiana with some family friends, my fiance and I, and I used their rental clubs. And at the time, I had like my fiance's clubs from when he was like 16, so like that was my
Okay.
usual set. And we rented clubs because we traveled, and I got to use the. Oh, I'm going to forget it.
You get
the
nice clubs.
TaylorMade,
Yeah.
one of the women's brand, the Kalias, I think. And I was like, I'm a professional golfer. All of a sudden, I'm very good at golf. And like the couple that we played with, they were like, I think this might have been, this might have been
I'm in my throat.
pre-John. It might have been pre-John.
Pre-John.
But pre-John. But I
Thank
think that was
God.
what inspired me. It was like, oh, okay, like, I'm kind of good, so I should probably figure this out. And turns out when I got back to my regular clubs and not scrambling, that I needed some help. So hence John came into play.
Sorry.
That's cool.
Okay.
No, now I'm still not
I'm
that
sorry.
good, but can at least play, which is
Well, it's all about the
honestly
clubs.
all
You
you
got to
can
get the
ask
right
for.
clubs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you just come to see me like twice a week and hit like 1,000 balls a week, you'll get good fast.
John tells me every year, like if you just hit like 10,000 balls, like you'll be great. I'm like, okay.
Once again, we do have
1,000,
full-time
not-
jobs.
Once again,
super helpful. Yeah.
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 especially
Yeah,
in the
this
middle
whole
of
time
winter.
thing.
I'm
Also
like,
factual.
and where am I hitting 10,000?
fair.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah.
So you're gonna have to think harder for the second question. Second question is craziest round. Like, and this is totally up for interpretation. So whatever's crazy.
Yeah,
to
it
you.
could be a crazy moment or
Yeah,
a crazy
moment,
story.
crazy whatever. But like,
Yeah.
what's your craziest?
Some guy ran a
experience
cart
golf?
into a
Oh, this
tree.
is terrifying. Like you're talking to each. Look at that guy. They're talking to each other right now
Yeah.
without
Are you
actually
thinking
saying
of
words.
something, or- I am
Oh my.
thinking of something.
You go. You go. I'm still thinking.
One of our good friends has a.
Oh.
Yeah. One of our good
They're not on the
friends
same
has
page.
a tournament every year. It's a fundraiser. It's so great. It goes to a great cause. But there's a heavy drinking aspect to it.
Sure.
In a charity event? No
Wow.
way.
No.
I know.
That's crazy.
Well, we're drinking for the children.
Oh, I love that.
just
That's
gonna
actually that's a hell of a tagline. Anyways, continue with your
The more we drink, the less they have.
That's our
That's his
mission
mission
statement.
That's your mission statement.
Wow.
And
immediately we
There's
just
a
went
rule.
viral.
Right.
Yeah.
if you want a mulligan on a hole, you shotgun a beer.
Oh.
And unfortunately, I'm probably the only one who shotgunned
Yeah.
any beers, and we had a lot of mulligans.
How many mulligans?
We played at Hodge, or we play at Hodge like most years, I suppose. And yeah, it's like a big group chat of way too many people in it, and we all go play at Hodge for this tournament for our friend's birthday. And the whole goal is you have to film like a video of you doing the shotgun. So then you have this whole group chat of all these shotguns, and they just get crazier and crazier. Mostly just like funny stuff. Like it's just they're like
Yeah.
Titanicing off the.
golf cart.
If you're listening, Hodge Park, this isn't
This
happening.
doesn't happen.
But they're like Titanicing off the
They don't care.
That's all right.
front.
I know the
That's
pro.
why you
He's
go
cool.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's honestly like that's probably you're right. That's definitely the
Yeah.
funniest or craziest.
Did you know of anyone that went real nuts with it? Like that took
I
all
mean,
kinds
people
It
were.
was Marnie. It was definitely Marnie.
It was Marnie. It's always Marnie. No, but we always joke that this is last year or 2 years ago was the first time like girls played in it because they don't have any girls that like to golf. And so then one year we were like, what the heck? Like we're playing in this tournament. And so then we go and they always do like a winner of who had the coolest video. And they kept being like, okay, this was the winner. And it was obviously all the guys teams because there's only us. And then we were like, oh, and in the women's division, and then be like, oh, okay, you guys, the golf house.
That team.
Yeah, and we're like, and okay, and this category in the women's division, and he's like, yep, you guys won that one too. So this last year we won in the actual division for the best shotgun video. So
Not for the golf round, but for the shotgun video.
yeah, absolutely
okay.
not.
I was
for
going
the
to say
golf
you were the
round,
only
but-
women in the women's division.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard.
No,
Yeah, we
it's-
may not be able to outgolf you, but we can maybe outdrink you.
Marnie can. Marnie can.
This is great for my PR. Gosh,
Yeah.
my personal brand is shot after this.
No, Marnie's never drank before. Actually, she's never.
So
done
do you
it,
remember
so.
much of the
Oh
event?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I didn't drink anything else, so we kept it relatively between the lines, in the fairway, if you will.
You're an athlete, so you were prepared.
Yeah, I was prepared. I had been
Absolutely.
training for months. This is so terrible to be saying.
Doesn't
on
matter
camera.
that you took 11 mulligans. We won't talk about
No,
that.
listen.
I didn't drink
If
anything
you
else.
if you can take the shotgun, you can take the mulligan.
Right.
It's that.
And
no,
your
it's
AA
that.
sponsor approved it. so-
Yeah, for sure. And Nikki was usually the one who took the actual shot for the mulligan. So
Oh, you can do that?
she carried the team. Oh,
No, like,
yeah.
no, hitting the ball.
Hitting
she
the ball.
wins, Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
So you
Not a
were
shot.
Not the
you were
liquor.
the drinker, and she was the one hitting
Yeah,
the
like I
golf
said, we have a
shot.
great partnership.
Yeah, it's one. You can't do both.
No, you can't do both. You're either a dreamer and a chipper, or you're a drinker and the finance gal.
Yeah. That's how
It's
we
actually
break
brilliant.
up
I don't know
this
that
business,
drinking and
so.
finance really
I
go
don't do
together.
both at the same time.
No.
Okay, good,
Very
good,
different
good.
times.
Okay.
Very different
Awesome.
times.
Yeah.
That's
Time and place.
No,
I get
honestly,
better
up,
Important safety
at the
tip.
birthday party, like the girls are usually, as you can imagine, like big shock, but like we are the most responsible team. So
Yeah,
we are
Not a shot.
A plus
No.
plus on the responsibility side.
Yes. Yes.
No.
But definitely the
Yes.
craziest.
The craziest in the women's division for sure.
Well, the craziest golf story
Oh yes.
or golf round.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen
Okay.
you at a concert before the concert pre-gaming.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
it's because you don't remember.
Never heard of her.
She has a sister that looks very similar.
Yeah, the twin.
Alter ego.
No, there's back to that for 1 second. There is absolutely nothing more intimidating than the girls group always goes last, and it's by request. We have requested that we always are the last team to play. What we don't take into consideration is that you then have to chip into the group of 40 men
was gonna
standing
say,
right
yeah,
in front
you're
of
the last
you
one
on
in.
18.
Yeah.
And the first
Right.
year we did it, like we actually played both years. We played really well on 18. Like
Thank
God.
God.
But we were just like, oh gosh, like we were about to get heckled so bad, and they're obviously all have had 2 beers.
I was going to say the question is do you want it
Two
before
beers?
they drink or after
Just
they
two.
drink?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Two
and
times.
They were all responsible.
2 times.
Five?
No, but that's definitely the craziest story and probably the scariest.
It is
event.
intimidating. You line up for your putt and there's just 40 men silent.
Yeah.
Not,
They're all
nary
just,
a
like,
woman.
staring. No.
I don't think they would
No other
heckle you
women.
guys. They heckle each other.
Oh,
a bit. Or did
You have
they?
not met our
No,
friends.
yeah.
They
Oh, they're
listen,
people you knew. That's
equity
different.
across the board. They
Yeah.
are gonna heckle you.
They
Oh,
run
yeah.
with it.
They do.
I mean, by
Yeah.
the 9th or 10th
Equal
shot,
rights.
they can't tell
Yeah,
if you're a male
exactly.
or female anyway. So.
Yeah. No, they love a good heckle out there. So, yeah. And you guys know who you are. If you ever watch this, I told them they had
Of
to.
course they
so
do.
Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll send it to them.
Hey,
Little
when you
shout out.
watch this, go ahead and hit that follow button
Yeah.
right down the
Yeah.
bottom there.
You guys.
Put your beer down.
Everyone's
Click
out.
subscribe.
Somewhere.
Continue drinking.
It's the middle one.
It's down there somewhere.
You're
So-
probably seeing 3.
Marnie knows what you're talking about.
Oh.
So I had you
Going
guys.
forward, going forward, you have to shotgun a beer every time you want to talk. That's the rest of it.
It's gonna get real
And with
quiet.
that, Marnie is leaving the podcast.
This is not a good first
She's
impression.
wrapping up
It's
the
really
podcast
not.
today.
But you know what? I love to tell my own secrets. It's fine.
Well, so you guys had kind of touched on this briefly earlier, but I wanted to ask the question more formally of you've kind of entered into the golf space. So what, from your perspective, could golf courses be doing a better job of to kind of cater to women in your clientele that you've kind of helped prop up and get into the field?
I don't know that there's like any like one specific thing that I think you could do. Honestly, like this is
Yeah.
gonna sound really stupid and like kind of the bare minimum, but like just be inviting and welcoming.
Right.
Like I remember when I first started playing golf, I like hated the concept of walking into the clubhouse to ask for the golf cart. Like I always told my fiance, I'm like, you have to go do it. Like I never know what to say. I was always so nervous. And it was just because there's like a handful of times that I went in to get the golf cart and just had the worst experience. So I'm like, okay, now I know how to get the freaking golf cart, and it's not that hard, but it's just scary. Like when you don't know what the heck you're asking for, and you go up and you're like, "Hi, I have a tea time," and they're like, "Okay," and you're like, "I think you give me something now."
I think you pay me to play here, right?
I think there's some exchange, and there's a reason why I'm inside the clubhouse this time. But like, I honestly, that's like, we don't need anything different. It's just like
I was just curious.
Hospitality.
Like,
That's
increase
nothing.
it.
Yeah, that's not a secret. It's stuff that we've identified too. Because I grew up as a kind of weekend warrior, if you want to call it that, golfing with uncles and stuff. And I even felt that. It was just like I'm burdening them by walking into their pro shop and asking for something because it's just the attitude. And I hated that. It was just like, yeah, I don't want to.
That's because you live in the Pacific Northwest, though.
I was going to say that probably didn't help.
Oh my God, what are you doing here? We don't want your business.
I also
Another golfer? It's only 9:30.
Trying to go home.
It's raining.
Yeah. Yeah, always.
Always. It's Portland.
always raining there.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Marn?
I was going to say, I think that the biggest intimidation factor for me as a golfer who was getting started, and I think even like man or woman can relate to this, is the pace of play is such an intimidating thing. People can be so
assholes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Some
you.
people
sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
Right.
some people just suck, and
No, like literally will hit into you and do really inappropriate shit.
Or
Come
just-
up to you and be
It's not
be
common,
so
but-
condescending.
yeah, so
like,
condescending,
Yep.
and it's not different between genders, but I think that is
Right.
a huge thing for women. Is we get out there once and they get told off once, or
The angry retired guy.
have an angry retired guy come
Or
yell
lady.
at them, or the lady, and I think it's just hard because there's no written rules about that. You don't walk into a golf course and see it posted somewhere most of the time.
Sure.
Sometimes I suppose maybe, but I think just explaining, for new
Well-
golfers what that concept is,
Yeah.
it prevents that
Other
9
than-
out of 10 times.
They'll like sometimes. I mean, if a course has GPS, like they will post, like the time limit per hole. But yeah, that's about it.
And
Yeah.
something
And if
to
they don't
mention
have
is
that, you really don't know.
something to mention too is like we are not playing at the GPS courses.
No,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
we are playing
It's becoming
at
more
not
common.
those tech.
We were playing at sundial courses. What time of day is it?
They're like, "Do you want to walk today?" And I'm like, I
Yeah.
guess so. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking mostly, but I think like that's just the biggest thing. Is like if you are like. If you have been golfing forever and you see people out there, like it's one thing to just say like, "Hey," like I don't know, just to greet them in the first place, but to just go up to someone and directly call out their pace of play is like, there's a lot of nice ways you could do that.
Just go
Yeah.
around, play
Yeah,
around.
like, hey, can I play through? It's such an easy question, and we've been with golf gals plenty of times where we've had conversations with people on the course, and one of the biggest things we always talk about with the golf gals is like pace of play is number one. So like if you are getting way too behind, like we always usually start, and so we'll just say like if you're getting too far behind us, you can't see us, like pick up your ball, just come join us up there, because we know the experiences that can be had.
Sad face, move on.
Sad face, move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is one thing. Yeah, we try to coach the newer gals and just make sure they understand what they're getting into, what the expectations are. So we, at the beginning of most 9-hole days, we'll go over the basics and just kind of explain. We've made posts about it just so you don't feel intimidated walking into those settings. Because if you know, you can follow the rules. It's just the aspect of not knowing.
Yeah.
I actually wish that was something most starters did. It actually had a little,
Well,
you're new at
They're
this.
not
Spiel.
playing at the course with starters and rangers.
We do have starters.
We do start.
No, the retired guy.
The angry one.
Not all of them are
I feel like most
What
of the
is- okay,
starters
hold
we
on.
experience have been fabulous. They're just
Come on, Walt. We're gonna need to have a little therapy session here. What is with you and angry old retired men? Come on.
There's
mean,
a lot of them in Kansas City.
there's-
Maybe
there's
it's
a
because
lot
they're
of
in
them.
Kansas
A lot of
City
them everywhere.
and not
And they know-
like on the beach.
They know how to
somewhere.
hurt your feelings
So
out
prejudiced.
They do know how to hurt
there. They
your
know how to
feelings.
hurt your feelings.
I will
and
say
that's-
this: it's easy to lose the message with the tone, because I kind of grew up in a family where tonality is not openly talked about. It's just direct, you know. John often reminds me with my customer service technique, I have to work on that, sound a little more upbeat.
Usually after I leave crying. Yeah.
Well, you're easy to make cry.
Touche.
example.
Yeah.
Touche.
JT's like, so anyway, back to my customer service.
It's something that I kind of grew up with. So I will say, like, what I love about what you guys are doing is giving people that opportunity, because we were fortunate enough to learn at a young enough age. And for adults, you've touched on the intimidation factor. That's not exclusive to women. We've touched on this with
high schoolers,
high schoolers,
High
college,
schoolers.
yeah,
high school teams.
yeah, and even adults. Like since COVID, we've had tons of new golfers, which is so cool. But yeah, they've all mentioned stuff like that, and it's as we always say, golf is the game of unsolicited advice. So you're gonna get that no matter where you go. Unfortunately, it's just knowing how to handle it.
So like I think the high school thing is more. It's often an unpaid, customer. So it's both that they're young, but also that they're there kind of for free. And so sometimes they catch flack for that. I mean, not directly, but it's just kind of clearly they're not being treated as well because they're 16 and they're not paying.
Which also bugs me.
But they have privilege there because maybe their golf team, that's their home course or whatever, which it's like they should be super welcoming towards that, because
your future
they
clientele.
also have parents who might want to buy memberships, and there's this whole like
also
chain
just, like,
reaction to
I feel
it.
like
Being
you.
a nice
I feel like
human.
you forget what being a teenager's like.
It's easy.
No,
I'm sorry,
we
what'd you
But
remember.
also just being a
That's
nice
why we're
human.
calling this.
That's what it comes down to so much of the time. And I feel like we have less and less experiences like that now. I feel like the first couple years, like we obviously joke about like being just out on the driving range and just being like so loud and having the best time, and these men next to
Shotgunning
us
beers.
probably just being like,
Damn it,
"What
Marnie."
is this? Yeah, not again.
To get your shit under
Tuesday.
control.
It's Tuesday. Go home.
Yeah. Won't you work tomorrow?
But it's becoming
Your
less,
real job?
it's becoming less and less, which is nice, but it's still just a good reminder to the gals of like Marnie said, it's nice that we have the opportunity to present them with like, these are the basics that nobody really tells you about golf that you kind of have to know if you're going to play on the course. And I feel like obviously most courses like prefer that you don't play there if you have no idea what the heck you're doing. With HOA, what's really nice about what we've like the relationship that we've built with them is that we usually take the last couple of tee times. Like we can kind of finagle the schedule however we want. So if we need to put the faster girls up front so that they can actually get through, and then we stay back with some of our new starters to actually walk through like, this is what you could try. This is what club you should try right here. I mean, most of them, like we've brought girls out there who have been to the driving range like one time. And then they're like, well, let's just come out here. They just want to play. So I think having that opportunity and just, again, a safe space to do it at has been really, really nice.
Well, and I mean, we're usually telling them play best ball, scramble, whatever you need to do to get through 9 holes. But just creating the opportunity to get on an actual course and do it.
Yeah, part of it's the format too, though. It's not like, I mean, it's not always that people are being mistreated, or like sometimes it's just you're new to the game and the format of the game is what it is. It's 18 holes or it's 9 holes, and so it's just inherently like tough to keep pace when you're not a developed golfer yet, and that's why you have to play a modified form of golf.
Yeah, and I always told my fiance this when I started golfing. I was like, it's not that I'm like, in theory, a slow golfer. It's like it just takes me literally twice as many hits, and so like I'm playing as quickly as I can.
Oh yeah.
But I can't hit the ball that far at this moment, and the only way you learn is by actually getting out there and doing it. So I think that's the biggest thing is like just being patient with some of the new people that are out there, and if you are bringing new people to the course, like just giving them the little starter spiel is just nice so that they know like how to drive the golf cart on that day if they have, the 90-degree rules in effect, like just the little things that I would see that sign and be like,
Yeah.
what is that?
But that's why having an established group helps so much, because they can plan for that.
Yeah, it's a mentor program.
Like if you're just showing up by yourself to play and you don't know any of these rules, and they're not going to have an interaction with you because they're just taking your credit card and here's a cart key and see you later.
Yep.
Like it helps to have an organized group, because like at an HOA they can really embrace you, and then it's like a home base for you.
Yeah,
It's a great way to grow something.
totally
like that.
agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Have you guys considered like indoor stuff for wintertime, like an X golf or tee shots or something?
Or an Imperial.
We do have simulators.
We do have some simulators.
I think there's this place called Imperial that we could go.
Hosting a mixer.
Yeah, we have and we've tried. I think for most of the gals, and maybe we're wrong. Maybe next season we give it another go. But I think for most of the gals, it's like golf is fun because you get to be outside and you get to enjoy the nice weather and you have something fairly leisurely to play and just like a reason to be outside. And we found that when we've hosted some of the more winter-esque ones, like a simulator, we've had a couple people show up. Yeah. But I think it's just like not everybody's top priority to golf in the wintertime, which is fair.
Yeah. We see that.
Yep.
Okay,
I get it.
No shade,
Nikki.
John. I've been here one time.
Oh, well.
Anyway, moving past that. I don't think it's a never. I think it's just like if there's interest, we are totally down because we love golf in any capacity.
Well, the benefit of that space too is it's more innocuous and less pace, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not like real golf, but it's still a more fun environment, kind of like going to a tee shots or a Top Golf. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to worry about all the format of normal golf.
Angry Birds, baby.
Yeah.
Just saying, Angry
You
Birds.
were on that
Angry Birds.
kick.
Stuck on
That
that.
game's a good one.
But no, in all sincerity,
See,
we've
they know.
hosted some things here, little mixers and stuff. So if that's something that you guys think would help you to kind of kick off the season before temperatures warm up, we'd be happy
we
to
can do that.
Yeah,
should.
that would be
A
fun.
few times.
Yeah.
I think my biggest ask for Kansas City is to find a way to put golf downtown. Like an indoor, I keep saying this, like someone buy that Casey Star building and turn that into an indoor driving range.
Got it covered.
Done. Okay,
Sure.
great.
That's where I had to
Sure.
step in and tell Nikki we didn't have the finances for that. She was like, "What if we
Marnie,
bought this
no
building?"
shit.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
We have
Buy this,
$12.
You mean the convention
have
center
12.
that's got 60,000 square
Last
feet?
year we
Sure.
made
It'd be a
less
better
than
story if you went to the owner and said, "We have $12."
Listen,
But we have a really good cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot going for us, and
If the real estate agent
Dream
of the
big,
Kansas
sis.
City Star Building sees this and wants to give it to us, we do have, maybe we could probably scrape
Always
together
welcome.
24.
yeah. Hey, listen, I'm planning
Also,
a wedding.
save
I
a
don't know
spot
about
for
that.
Imperial Golf.
So anyway, if anyone in the golf community would like to put that together, that would be ideal. Because honestly, that's the hardest part with.
If anybody knows a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Somebody's got to know somebody in the golf
does.
world.
Of
Like,
course,
somebody's
we just
gotta
don't know who.
But that's the hardest part is like trying to find a central place. Obviously, downtown, there's like you have a few simulators and whatnot, but
Okay.
Yeah, is there any sim? There are sim places or no?
There's like a-
like in bars.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a couple at Power and Light. There's
They're
I think
more
a new
for
place
the,
opening.
they're more on the bar scene though than they are on the
Yeah,
golf scene,
absolutely.
which
Well,
no
it's Power
problem
and
with
Light.
that, but we are looking for something a little more
Little
golf
too
heavy.
loud.
I was going
Okay,
to say,
now
based on the
shotgunning beer.
stories
Yeah.
earlier,
Why
course
did I
Marnie
say that
knows.
out loud? what was I
You just
thinking?
opened the door. And you're
I
like, come on in.
I know. I do that to myself. I love to rat myself out. Can't keep a secret to
like
save
I
my life.
mentioned, John is the most sassy golf.
You
coach.
even warned me.
I told you about it. I told you.
I'll tone it down. I'm sorry.
Marnie knows
But-
all the
no, we love
speakeasies.
I told him like you're gonna love it. He's so sassy. It's really good. But yeah, there's a few
Plus,
like
I got a cute
simulators.
baby.
But he does have a cute baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife is pretty
Yeah.
cool, so
He's
got a
kind
few
of melted
things.
me.
Few things going for him, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and anyone who wants to buy the Casey Star building, like, come chat. We've got some ideas.
Boy, do we have a deal for you.
I second
Well,
that.
let's
You
collaborate.
pay-
'Cause you have $12. I have like 30, so we can
We're-
put all
like,
that
we can
together.
scrounge
You gave me 5
100
earlier.
and
I gave him
I got
$5
$5
earlier.
We can.
He went and got us drinks, and there were $5 left over.
There you
so.
go. We'll sell a few of these. Like, we're good.
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
got some time. Yeah,
car wash.
Yeah,
Love it.
I'll be front and center.
but yeah. So that's another reason. Like, we
And
will
pivot.
shout out HOA all day, but that's another
Yeah.
reason why they've just been fantastic because they're so close to being centralized, like as
Yeah.
you could possibly be in Kansas City, and they've
And they're
just,
not
like,
affected by the renovation, right? It's just swope.
That's just
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they'll be affected. There'll be a lot of
I was going to
people.
say,
There'll be a
Yeah.
lot more people on that course.
yeah,
this year.
there's
okay.
40,000
Like-
rounds of
Started?
golf that are going. Yeah.
It started.
Golf
Long
Gals
as
is
it's
gonna
supposed
keep HOA
Till
going.
middle of
Michael
next
has
year.
our slot reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Coach Mikey knows what we're doing. He's got well, he will have our schedule very soon.
Yeah, we'll send it over
If
to him
we
right
have
after
an
this.
email going. Don't worry, Mikey. Yeah. What else? I was trying to think of any other.
You guys said you set up all your big game plans recently
We did.
for this
We
year,
had our
outside of the tournament, obviously.
first planning meeting 45 minutes ago, right before this.
I mean, we're only a couple weeks into the new year,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
fine.
It was supposed to be earlier in January. Weather. Then the Chiefs
Yeah.
won. We had to watch that game.
Obviously,
yeah. So we did. We just had our first planning session, and we've got some really great things planned. I think we're going to stick to the same schedule and kind of format that we have in past years just because it's worked really well. I mean, we've had a ton of learnings.
Yeah.
And I think we're actually, for the first time, going into this year with all of it planned out. Yeah. And kind of a marketing plan. So, you know, we've really kind of wung it before this. And I think we're going to try to get proactive and make it bigger and better than ever and just keep this thing
awesome.
growing. So we want to get as many women in as possible. Last year over the summer, we had 140 different women sign up through all of our events.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is incredible. I mean, that's 140 women that may not have picked up a club otherwise.
No kidding.
And that's the whole reason we do this. So I just think about how big our reach could be if we really
A chunk of those
plan
were
and-
returns, right? Or you had some
a
regulars.
big chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all
Most of
those
our
were
girls
unique
come back.
visitors. Like we had like close to 300 like attendees over the whole summer, but with 140 it was, I mean, a lot of those were new. Like I think every week we have new people that come in and they either found us on Instagram or, well, honestly, they mostly find us on Instagram, but there's been a lot of like golf coaches that have started recommending Golf Gals that we're like, we didn't even
nice.
know you knew about this. So this is great. You've obviously given us a couple of shout outs. I think it's the guys down it.
Have you had anyone
can't
like,
remember.
I mean, they probably tell you, right? Have you had anyone that's like been from Imperial or got referred by and told you?
Yeah, we need to, that was something we mentioned before, is like we probably need to do a better job of like getting a
Tracking
good
it.
grasp on like how people are finding us. But
Yeah.
we know that it's coming from mostly Instagram, like that's obviously a big one, but there's a handful of golf coaches around the area that have been sharing about Golf Gals. And I think it's just like Golf Gals have come, then they've gone to their coaches and been like, hey, this is what we're doing. And then they kind of know us from there. So
You trying to get a kickback from their appetizer money?
That would be like $2. So
we can offer you a soda, and that's what we have to offer.
hat's
Well,
good.
maybe.
I'll settle for a hat.
Yeah, there you go.
Unless we buy the Casey Star building, then we can't afford the soda.
That's right.
Yeah, we feel like really organized this year. And honestly, I feel like every year it's just gotten progressively better. So our first year was just a group text. It was like me and Marnie, and then we're like, hey, anyone else feel like golfing today? And then the following year we had a consistent Golf Gals group chat. They were like, okay, these are the days we're playing all throughout the summer. And then the next year we were like, okay, actually, I think we should like create tickets and have an Eventbrite. And so for the last 2 years, we've been like more formal, I should say. But I feel like this year we are way ahead of the game as far as normally it's just like the few weeks leading up to it, we're like, okay, let's put out these dates and let's do this. Maybe we can find a video from last year. And
I think that just says so much about how much women want to get into golf and what a market there is for it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we're not really trying that hard to build this thing up. I mean, we're starting to more and more and to get more formal and to get more organized, but it's just these women who hear about it and are like, I would love to try the game out. It's such a need.
yeah,
Because there
they're
really
like-
aren't many people doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
I
so-
mean, going back to why we started, like when there's only a few options that are during the weekday, most women cannot play during, or most 20 to 40-year-olds cannot play at that time. So I think it's just like being able to provide that experience for people has been really fun. And it's one thing to go on your own, but like you said earlier, like playing in a group setting and having like an actual place to go and people to meet, I think really encourages a lot of people to get out there. And what's been really fun is that we have a lot of people come by themselves and then make friends there. And I know that for me, that was really encouraging because I was not someone who would ever go to an event by myself. That's just not something that I typically do. But like girls keep coming that way and encourage me to start doing that in other areas of my life where it's like, okay, it's not going to be that scary. Like there's really great groups of people in a lot of different areas. So it's been such a lovely experience, and getting to work with Marnie is obviously like we do it every day at work, but then getting to do this outside of it is, I feel like, dream team. And it's been so fun. And we're really thankful because I think our friends have just hyped us up from the beginning too, of before it was even a thing, they were the ones being like, this should be a thing. Like you guys are actually doing something really fun. And just really thankful for the support we've had out there. Like again, HOA, Coach Mikey, all of our friends that have been just like the best. And I have to shout out Marnie's fiance or husband because I just remembered this. Like the first year we were being formal about Golf Gals, he like bought her this Golf Gals branded golf glove. And I was just like, this is official. Like, we have merch now, and that was one of the first things that we had. Merch. That was our first piece of merch.
Have
So
a
Cole,
glove.
if you're listening, shout
Awesome.
out to you.
Oh, if you
cool.
think he won't be listening, he's obsessed with golf
Yeah.
gals. He's our biggest hype man. He
Biggest
loves it.
fan.
So
That's
is
awesome.
yours. I mean,
That's
yeah,
cool.
they both.
Matt has not bought me a glove,
Well,
but, you know.
Matt's cheering for us.
Matt's an
rooting
asshole.
for us.
Anyway,
Yeah.
He bought you a ring.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah,
there's
love you, Matt.
he did. He
Haven't
did.
seen
But
you in
it's
a
a
long time.
competition, obviously. Like, now Marnie has
A ring and a
ring and
Rena glove.
No. Matt has been really supportive, and he was the first person who even like encouraged me to get a coach. He's like, "Why not?" He actually was the first one who bought my first package to come get lessons with John.
that's cool.
So, yeah, he's been the
He's
most
pretty
supportive,
awesome.
and yeah, he's
tell him I
been
said
great.
hi. I haven't seen him in a long time.
You tell him right there.
Hi. Are you guys regularly selling some merch then? So you are selling hats and stuff?
Well, that's part of
What
the
do you ask?
2025 plan.
Oh,
great.
So,
Yeah.
They just decided 45 minutes ago.
As of 1 hour ago.
I mean,
you
you
can
got
see-
12 bucks. Got to do something with it.
it's funny. Every year we go in. Every year, the last 2 years, we've gone into the seasons and we're like, this is the year we're doing merch. And I will say, Niki is the creative genius behind all of Golf Gals. If you see a logo, if you see a cute reel, it's her. I'm just like a little gremlin behind the computer typing away.
She's financing.
I'm financing, yeah.
She's
But,
finance
so
Barbie.
we say that we're going to do this merch every year, and then we wait till the last month, and the merch takes 3 months to come in.
Like, hey, it's December. Here's your hat.
Here's your golf hat. And so
Perfect.
we have made a commitment to get some merch. And just like back to the support system that we have, so many of our friends, friends, my husband's friend who lives in Dallas, who is a man, have been begging for golf polos and
Yeah.
golf gals merch for ages.
Oh, we'd rock that stuff.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
we'll get you some.
I'm
bet.
like, it's been really fun. Our coach
Pink's really my
Mikey
color.
It is.
at HOA, he literally, like, we gave him a hat as like the kickoff season, just a little gift to him, and he wears it every time there's a Golf Gals event, and it's just really fun. Like, there's been as hard as it was to enter the world of golf in the early days of just learning to golf, like, now it's just fun. Like, now we know that we've got a lot of great support systems and
Got through the
places to
hurdles
go
for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to the merch piece, we have made it a goal of ours to have merch available at kickoff this year, and then a way to buy it throughout the season so that you can actually wear it to Golf Gals. Because this hat,
I do love a
We-
good crop top. So if you've got those.
yeah, absolutely,
it.
yeah. That's the first. That's the
So
first.
dumb.
Shudder.
First thing on our list was the men's crop top.
Yeah,
Actually,
It's
for Golf
specifically
Gals.
for men. Yeah. Not for us.
This is what male support looks like.
Specifically for dad bods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Primo.
Oh goodness. But yeah, we're
That's
excited.
great.
We're really trying to actually be on it this season. So we're learning. Every season's something new, and
Well, I mean,
it's been-
it seems like it's kind of evolved from just an idea to something, and I mean, not really dissimilar to our own business now over 10 years ago, trying to create ideas. How do you impact stuff? So it's just, you get clarity, right? The longer you're in it, and it's cool to see that happening for you guys.
Well, John's like
Shut up,
still
John.
figuring it
No
out.
clarity here.
Nope.
You asked
More
earlier.
foggy than year one.
Positive asshole.
But yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
You asked earlier about like if we thought this could be bigger, and I mean, even so many women that we know outside of Kansas City have asked how we've done it because they're interested in spinning their own up in different cities, and I don't know that any of them have come to fruition, but yeah, it's crazy. Like, we are getting more and more clarity every year.
Franchise.
Franchise.
Never say
Is that
never.
what I
Well,
was just
we
thinking?
might have to drop the Kansas City at some point, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
right now, our big goal, our big dream is this tournament, and we really think that this could be like such a fun experience in Kansas City too. Like, I think one thing I love about this city in particular is Kansas City loves Kansas City. Like,
Yes.
if you are here, you
That
bleed
is
anything
no
related to
joke.
Kansas City. You're like,
Yep.
I'm in. And we've only seen the positives of that with everything Golf Gals. Like, when we did our kickoff, we reached out to anybody who would listen to us, and we had so many people reach out. They were like, yeah, absolutely, here's a $100 Meltbox gift card, here's the swing analysis. Like, there's so many people that have just stepped up to support us that we feel really excited about what's to come. So
We'll do
awesome.
more of that, by the way. You just have to ask.
Yeah, we're happy
providing
to
You
support
have just
whatever we
outside
need.
the door.
100
It's recorded.
or 1
We
hour
don't-
ago, we decided that we would love to ask you
Yeah.
for a couple of
Convenient
swinging
that I'm drinking.
ounces
Yes,
With the
have
cameras
this.
rolling.
Yeah.
Is this your commitment?
Would you guys like to support golf guys?
Man, or manipulator.
I was going to say that's somewhat, I mean, being very serious about doing a mixture with you guys to just present it to your clientele. And if some people are interested in lessons, great. If not, it can be something we can present as like, here's just some basic etiquette or whatever you guys want to cover. You know, we've done that in the past. We just haven't done it in quite a few years now.
We should, yeah, we
But
need
that's
to do
definitely
another one.
something that
need
we
an excuse
enjoy
to do
doing
one.
because it also breaks up, you know, some of what we do on a day-to-day basis here. But just our love and passion for golf, we like seeing others that are pursuing it for the same reasons, and that's clearly what you guys are about. So it'd be really fun, obviously, to connect and do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
We'll add it to our list of to-dos.
We're gonna do it right now.
Yeah. On my laptop, it's going to be right there.
Yep.
But no, I agree. I think it's really fun. And we've had, I think there's just like a lot of different opportunities with the Golf Gals Instagram. Like we don't have a bajillion followers on there by any
Right.
means, but we always have people reaching out like, hey, we'd love to partner in some type of way. And obviously we understand that like it's a mutual reason as to why this would be helpful. But like the fact that they're willing to offer resources to Golf Gals has been just really, really fun. So we've loved it, and we're excited for 2025 to kick off April 1st, hopefully. That's the goal.
That's the tentative date.
Pending the
Okay.
weather,
Yep.
April 1st is not an April Fool's joke, but that will be
Might be.
that will be the goal. Unless there's weather, then that's an April Fool's joke. So
All right.
that's the plan. Yeah.
Perfect.
So where do people find out more about you guys?
This would be a really good time to remember our Instagram handle.
It's at golfgals.kc.
Okay, fabulous.
on Instagram. That's our source of
Say it
truth for
again.
everything at golfgals.kc. I'm 98% sure that that's correct.
pretty sure that's true.
But that's our source of truth for everything.
Yes,
if you
that's
just
right.
look up Golf Gals KC, it's there.
It'll be in the description
Yeah,
and
we'll
everything
put
too.
the link
Perfect.
in there.
Kind of
We don't have to
below
rely
in
on
the
you saying it.
description.
Thank goodness. That's good.
I thought I was throwing a softball here, but okay.
I
You
thought
would
about it
think.
like 20 minutes in. I was like, shoot, I don't know her Instagram handle off the top of my head.
And you know what? That's okay.
It's okay. Everything
We're
will be
all
fine.
doing the best we can.
So you're looking for a marketing director now too, right? Is that
Yeah, we don't have anybody in that role. Are you
If
interested?
Yeah.
no?
Happy
Not
to
right,
help.
We're gonna
not
start
right
a
now.
to
golf.
work
We're
for
gonna start a
free?
Golf Gals podcast too in
Okay.
the studio.
Oh,
That's what we.
You're starting a podcast?
That's doable.
Wait,
This
what?
is our first
No.
episode.
Yeah.
what the
Welcome
hell
back
is
to the
going
golf-
on?
We're taking over.
Keep thinking, John.
You know what's weird is they already have more followers than we do.
We should have
Wouldn't
brought like
surprise me.
a
Not
pink
hard to explain.
backdrop and just really gone into it. But yeah, golfgals.kc on
Instagram.
Instagram, and all of our ticketing is on Eventbrite. So we always maybe take that one back. We're not entirely sure what next season will look like.
Instagram is the
Hey,
source of truth.
please, when you
Period.
start your podcast, make sure this is the first episode.
I mean,
Obviously.
this is already going out as some type of content on the.
I don't know. I
It's
don't know if I can
something.
repost
feed.
this. My mom might get mad about the shotgun.
I think your mom.
All right, she only did like 4 of them before we started, so it's okay.
That's how we should have started.
Mama didn't raise a quitter. That's what we,
We could have used
That
that.
is
We could have used this footage for the golf tournament next year when as collateral.
Oh,
April Fools.
Yeah.
just kidding.
Wow.
Well, it's been fun.
Wow.
Will you be putting a website together at some point then? Obviously, that's probably a budget question for Marnie, but
Yeah. Our CFO.
Well, we already only have $12. So
we'll see.
you get 1
It
month.
really depends on the Casey Star project.
hey, sell that first franchise.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
You
like,
never know.
Someone's got to be interested. Like Kylie Kelsey. I don't know. She really loves women's sports. So.
There you go.
All right.
Trav.
Which that brings a question. I wanted to ask this. Did either of you play sports growing up, like other sports? Where you have a specialty that you grew up playing?
You go first.
I can go first. Yeah, I grew up
I know
playing
Niki
all the
did.
sports. I'm from a pretty small town, so it was not hard to get into sports and be really involved in them.
Yeah.
So I was a year-round athlete from the time I was in 2nd grade. I was go,
Okay.
go, go. And I honestly think that that's probably why I didn't get into golf earlier.
Sure.
Because I was so focused on all these sports that were competitive,
Real
basketball
sports?
that's year
You were
round.
supposed to say
Real
it.
sports.
It's not.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah.
Just,
It's on the tip of my
There you
tongue.
go.
And this is the hardest one I played. No.
yeah, exactly.
Easy.
It's
Honestly,
the most
though.
frustrating I've played probably.
Yeah.
But so I was really focused on that. My whole family actually golfed, and
okay.
I grew up working on a golf course. Which is
So you had that.
I
the
had it right
opportunity.
there. I could have golfed for
Yeah.
free every single day.
Jeez.
But I think it was just the summers were like the only little free time I got, and I didn't want to do a
Yeah, I
sport.
get
So
that.
I would hit a club a couple times a year, but definitely wasn't serious about it. And now it's great because I'm not playing all of those other sports, but I can obviously take what I've learned.
So were
and
you
push
basketball,
towards that.
volleyball, everything?
Basketball, volleyball, track, and soccer.
Track and soccer.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No
did it all.
kidding. Yep.
all the real sports.
Yep.
And in other news, I did not play sports. I played I always played like at like lunch or whatever, and people are like bopping around doing stuff.
You
but
mean
like
recess?
no, in middle school it wasn't called
PE.
recess.
Yeah.
Just like in PE, like that
Yeah.
was it. And I
Oh.
remember like anytime I would step foot on a court, a field, anything, like I was injured immediately. So I just like was like this isn't for me.
Okay.
It's
That
true.
surprises me.
She
Yeah.
is actually.
John
I'm gonna
loves
out
this.
you. She is still in physical therapy because we went bowling like a year ago.
Wait, no. No, you're not.
I feel like this was not meant to come out on this podcast.
Okay, it's true, and that's so mean.
Wow.
No, that is true because shout out my doctor at MyoCore. Like it's dumb. I have
Turns out Marnie's pretty sassy too.
yeah.
She's had her two.
No,
Way to drag you down with me. I've shared enough.
She said we've talked about my shotgunning, so we're going to your shoulder. I get injured very easily. My fiance can attest to this. Like it doesn't take a lot for me to get hurt somehow. I didn't play sports much growing up. I played like my freshman year of high school football.
Hey, you were the
Awesome.
kicker. It's all right.
Football's probably the wrong
Football.
sport if you're
We are
fragile.
all about
Yeah.
shattering the glass ceiling here.
I love it. So you were a kicker or
volleyball.
quarterback or what? No.
Volleyball.
I think she
And if you
accidentally ran onto the football field once. They asked her to kick it.
No, I just popped in.
Derailed.
Is the mascot really part of the team?
I should have been the mascot. No, I played volleyball my freshman year, and I remember my coach would like put me in to serve, and then she'd be like, "Get out," and I was like, "Okay," and she'd be like, "Hey, do you guys know the rotation?" I'm like, "What is that?" Like, I literally served, and then she'd be like, literally out. So I quit that summer because she was like, "We're gonna have 6 a.m. practices," and I was like, "In the summer? Yeah, we'll not be doing that." So I danced the rest of my high school career, and then in college, like I would play
So
intramurals.
you look athletic, so
That's
kind
the
of
funniest
surprising.
part of all this is when I first met Nikki, I actually called her a natural athlete, and I think she laughed a little, maybe threw up in her mouth a little.
I
I don't
said,
know.
"You're lying."
Yeah.
Shut
No,
up.
but like,
no, I'm not.
she still doesn't believe me. But how natural the golf swing is for supposedly not a natural athlete, it's uncanny.
Well, I've
You
explained.
have a very athletic golf swing.
Hype it up, hype
Like,
it up.
Yeah, but I'm not just saying the swing and the mechanics are there. Like you swing the club like with some speed.
Yeah.
Which is not normal for someone who wasn't an athlete. So
I
then when I
play
said
sports.
that, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's an
you-
athlete.
Because
Because
she's an athlete. She just gets
Now I'm
injured
an
like when
athlete.
she
I
steps
say this to
wrong.
my wife. Shout out, love you, honey. Because she didn't really grow up playing sports either. She wasn't really addicted to that competitive stuff, and very early there wasn't a support system to keep her pushed into it. But she's athletic, and so I'm like, yeah, you're an athlete. You just didn't pursue sports.
Discover
like
it, yeah.
there's a difference there.
Yeah.
And we can see that as coaches pretty easily. The hand-eye coordination's there. And I will say, because we've both had our fair share of like gymnasts or dancers and stuff, like the body awareness is off the charts when
You're
you're
a
learning the
gymnast?
golf swing. So like that stuff, when we're coaching and developing players, you see that immediately because you'll pick up on
Yeah.
those things pretty quick.
I think it's funny too because you say you weren't the athlete. I have the whole athletic resume.
Room full of trophies.
Well,
And all the humility. To,
I never said I won a single game, but I did. I played.
Participation trophy.
Ribbons.
yeah.
Ribbons, all the multicolored
Most
ribbons.
unselfish.
Yeah. Yes.
Most improved player.
I'm talking about my own
Exactly.
PTSD. But anyways, let's go forward.
Showed up.
But so you don't have this athletic background, but you are definitely more of the athlete when it comes to golf. You are competitive about it. You want to be the best. You want to
See
take
how supportive
strokes
she
off
is?
of your game. And I am there to
fake.
truly just like enjoy myself. It is truly just a hobby for me. And so I feel like we've gone the opposite ways of our backgrounds. Like you see it as a way to
See, she still doesn't
Yeah.
believe you.
be competitive.
No, like-
I've
Same.
taken it as a
Yeah.
way to just enjoy the game.
I think
Right.
it's just, I think mine
an
is
outlet.
more of a perfectionist, and John and I have therapy sessions when I come to my golf lessons too.
Well,
But
that's what you
like,
need.
It's just the perfectionist is like, if I want to try something, I want to try to be, I want to definitely not the best, because like I don't know that there's a big competitive bone in my body at all. Like it's just like, this is fun, so like we should try it. But it's like I just love learning new things, and I think because golf is so hard and you never like can be
You'll never
perfect at it,
solve it.
it's just a journey, and that's really fun. And I also think like back to learning sports as an adult, like I didn't play them as a kid, and I love learning how to play different sports now, but like there's just not a way to do that as an adult. Like most sports, if you didn't learn to play as a kid, that's it. You lose
Yeah.
out on the whole entire sport, and you don't get to learn how.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
I think like thankfully my fiance is really big into the sports world. He was in like intramurals for a long time. That was what his job was. And so he was very nice to give me like pointers here and there, but like most sports, like I don't get it. Like I don't know how you play like the actual sports. Like golf, I'm learning how to actually play the
The
sport.
fake
Like
sport, yeah.
but like
I got you.
basketball, like I don't get it. I don't get like you have to go like this sometimes, or you have to like go like this sometimes, and like I don't get it. I just don't get like what counts and
Plus,
what
you pull a
doesn't.
muscle like every time you do it.
I was going to say, be careful. That was a
need
very quick
reconstructive
movement.
surgery.
Yeah.
and that's
She
why my
just pulled one
shoulder.
right now.
Yeah. That's not good.
Like there's so many things that I just don't get in the rules that like when you're an adult, nobody's gonna explain those to you. They're not gonna be like, hey, so this is how you block, or this is how you like, post up. I don't know what the words are, but like,
That was really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much, thanks. But yeah, it's
I
like
see why
there's-
you didn't play sports. Now.
Yeah, no,
It all makes
I
sense.
just like
Starting
I
to
don't.
add up.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't care that much to like. I don't know. It's like it's so hard that it's like I feel like finding golf was a really fun timing for me, because it's like leisurely enough. I don't have to be like the most
Yeah.
like what is the right word? Like I don't have to know like so many rules. I can learn it at my own pace. I don't need other people to
Right.
play it. Like golf is such a like an independent sport, and you can learn it on your own time, whereas most other sports, like you've got to have access to like so many other things and other people to play.
Sure,
That
yeah.
golf is, while it's not the
Team-oriented.
most accessible sport by any means, it's nice that you can, if
No,
you have
but
a
it
set
is
of clubs,
individual,
you can go
or
to
it
the
can
range
be.
and
Well,
Right.
and it can
Figure
be
it out.
casual, and you can still have fun.
yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things with a lot of sports is
Yep.
you can't really be casual and still enjoy it. You get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like pick up basketball.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
There's
those old
no
guys will
chill.
kill you.
We'll throw an elbow
There
in
is
your
not.
face.
There's no
No.
chill. My fiance plays like rec basketball these days, and there are people filming out there. I'm like, we are 30. Like, what is this
You
content
never know
for?
when an agent's watching.
Yeah, you never. I'm like, everyone's
Might
playing the
go
NBA, so I don't know. It's just, but no, it's really fun, and I think it's great that we get to have a small part of the rec sports as adults. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Well, let's host an event here with Golf Gals.
Yeah.
I think
Let's
that was
do
a good
it.
idea.
I love
Yeah.
it.
There you go.
we're in.
I'm not going to use the word collab because I've heard that damn word too much in the last
Collab?
5 years. Let's collaborate. Let's collab.
I feel like
else do you
collab.
say?
That's like the accent on that.
yeah, you didn't
Let's
put the right
collab.
Whatever.
emphasis on the right syllable.
Shows you how annoyed I am by it.
John is the marketing
collab.
director.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
What?
Like
me?
you were,
No, I'm not.
you
I
were
know.
almost
That
cool
was
there for
sarcasm.
just a second.
No, you
Almost, yeah. But it's cute.
Little zinger there.
Yeah,
It's
but just
cute.
a little one.
All right, so if you're a gal out there,
And you like
we
golf.
know we know people. Well, even if you don't like golf yet,
That's true.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time to learn
If
the
you're
golf.
interested in the least bit, we'd love to have you on the course someday.
So
Newer
hop
experience.
on the Instagram, check it out, get involved in the right events, come to the collab.
The collab. The
Can't
collab.
escape it.
Come to the
I'm totally
Imperial
done
Golf
with
Gals
this
collab.
Oh goodness! Well, thanks for joining us. We'll make sure that info's on the show notes as well. And yeah, if you're out there and you know some guy, I'd love my wife to golf, but she does not have patience to learn new things. She wants to be good right away.
tried.
We tried once, and I will never do it again.
This sport isn't
So-
for that.
No.
No way.
So, but yeah, thanks for listening. If you've got people who might benefit from meeting our friends here, make sure you forward this over. Hit that subscribe button. We hit 100. John will wear a tutu or something next episode.
Oh, maybe an
I
all
didn't
pink
talk
outfit.
about that, but yeah, I'll be excited.
Shave his head.
Shave his head.
I'll drink 6 beers instead of 5.
That's not really a treat for anyone.
I think we've got to
shot
find a
me.
good costume. We've got to find like an all pink something.
We'll do something to John
I've
after.
worn pink
That's
before.
for you. I know
Like
you
one
Okay,
time.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'll
All
figure-
right,
you
cool.
have worn pink.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for having us too.
Yep.
This has been really
Yeah, this has
fun.
been
pleasure.
fun.
Yeah.
Just a great space. So thanks.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the clubhouse. I like it. We're
Love it.
Start calling it the
Yeah.
clubhouse.
Yeah, that's a good name.
We just forgot to put the Golf Gals logos out.
Yeah, exactly. We'll send you our media
JT can
This is their
superimpose it
podcast.
later.
CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fine.
blur out the fringe and just put
In our
golf
faces.
balls.
And
our
our
faces.
voices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
actually,
it'll just be
just
you two
yeah.
talking.
It'll just be a cut of them
Let us
talking
talk
the whole
into a microphone
episode.
Yeah,
for like
exactly.
3 hours.
Random voices
It'll
coming in. at
quadruple
different
our
times.
ratings.
That's fair. All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.